So recently, from actually from past 1 month, I was doing problems on lead code, and I found out about this CodeForces. And yeah, here I am. Now I'll be doing problems in CodeForces from now on. So this will be a beginning of a new series where we'll be at least aiming for the master in CodeForces, at least close to the masters, I believe. Okay. Uh, so I'm very good at Java, but they say C++ is even faster when it comes to competitive programming, so I chose C++. Well, I know the concepts of hoops and all, so that must not be a big of a problem to switch between languages. So the arrays and dynamic arrays and everything, the graphs and all, okay, we'll just figure it out somehow by reading uh, documentations or by just knowing the syntaxes and all how it works in C++. Apart from that, the logic remains same, everything remains same. Right, so today I'll be showing some of the problems which I solved earlier. Actually, what I did is I tried to record while solving, but what happened is my audio was not recorded. I just found out my audio was not recorded. You can see the very first time I tried to solve, I got some answers wrong, and then I got some answers wrong again. But then when I got to know what actually we have to think and what we have to do, I've got some answers accepted. Well, doesn't know whether this streak will last for long or not. Maybe in 2, 3 problems. Okay. So yeah, today we'll be seeing some of the problems which I've already submitted. It's a beginning of a new series. I'll be discussing my thought process. I don't know about others, but what I felt when I saw the problem, what I thought could do, and where I was wrong, so that when I look back into my videos, I can understand what are the things where I'm missing and what are the things which I'm doing wrong. So you need these two extensions. I believe Firefox is the fastest browser for this CodeForces competitive programming. I need a VS Code extension here also. I need a CPH competitive programming helper. You need to install this and then you get access to CodeForces and lead code. When you have access to this, that is CPH, then you need to enable and add these two extensions, that is CPH submit and competitive companion, to your browser. And then you get an extension of this competitive. Actually, you get a extension of competitive companion over here. I just pinned it, so it's showing over here. When you click on this plus, you have to open the question, and when you open the question, you just need to click on this, and then a blue line appears, loads over here, and then you need to open your VS Code and then just select your language. Okay, so this was the code I had written for this. The question was very simple. The question says, uh, after there are two friends. Okay, the two friends like even numbers more. You have given a watermelon. Okay, the weight of the watermelon is some number. In my case, it's 8. When I divide this 8, let it be I can divide this 8 in any type, like I can divide this 8 into two parts, or I need to divide this into two parts, but that two parts may be anything, like I could divide it 1 7 or 2 6, like that. So we need to return if I can divide this 8 in even number of parts. Even number of parts means when I divide it, 2 and 6, the 2 is even and the 6 is even. So each one of the friend gets even part. Got it? You could divide this 4, 4, 2, 6 or something like that. Each time when you divide it, I mean, not every time, but still, you need to divide it at least once. That's the basic question. Uh, if you did not understand what I'm trying to say over here, you just read the question. It's pretty simple. And the code for that is, I'll just take in the input, I'll just take in it, and then I'll check whether it is even number or odd number. If it is even number, then I'll check whether it is greater than 2 or not. If it is greater than 2, then I'll definitely return yes, else I'll return no. Simple as that. And then when I run the test cases are passed over here. Okay, apart from these test cases, there are some test cases which are already present in this. Okay, like if you look at the submissions which I made in these submissions, okay, see here, I got fifth test case as wrong, but here there's only one test case, so you need to keep in mind all the edge cases on your own. You may not able to find the test cases, at least I did not find out, or might possible you may find the edge cases or test cases, but you just need to keep all the edge cases in your mind while solving the problem. So this is the first problem. Then let's move to the next problem. So that was the first question, and I got it three times wrong. And then when I finally understood the question properly, and then I thought it was very simple. Then the next question. So these are long words. So what I need to do is, if the words are more than 10 characters, if the words are more than 10 characters, then I need to return it in I, and the number of characters here, that is the number of characters from here to here. Okay, the number of characters in between and n. So when I'll return this, it will be like this. See, this is the number of test cases, that is 4 is the number of test cases. Then here I will return it in such a way that the first and last remains the same. The between, I'll count this number of times, how many number of words are there over here, and then I'll add it over here in between. Simple as that. The same for this. Okay. What I would do over here is I would take a string, then convert it to a vector, and then I would count using a linear count O of n time, obviously O of n time, and then I would solve it. So this is the code for that. So I took it as a vector only, and I took it as a char type. I mean, if you know C, then you know what is char. It's a basic data type. I took it as a char. I inserted one by one, and then except the first and the last, I counted everything. Okay, and then I just printed out the result. Simple for that. So basically what is happening, I'm taking it as a vector and then adding it one by one, adding all the characters one by one. Then what I'm doing is I'm checking the size. If it is less than or equals to 10, then I'm printing it as it is and I'm continuing it. If it is not equals to, then what I'll do, I'll print the first one, I'll print the last one, and then I'll print the count. Okay. Now, actually what I'll do, even for that, I will not print the count actually. What I'll do instead is I'll just simply count minus 2. That's it. Now you might be wondering why I'm using for loop over here. The for loop is for the test cases. Number of times the test cases repeat. This is the 4 times. So this for loops works 4 times for 4 different test cases. Okay. You might write it as while and t minus minus while test equals minus minus. So that also might work. So this was the simple solution for this question. Let's run it and see. Yep, it works because I've already submitted it. So obviously it have to work. Then we have this question, a T. Okay, so here what is happening is we're solving a problem. Okay, so these are three different students, and if any two students know the answer, then we are solving the problem. Okay, the requirement for the solution is any two student must know solution of that question. So here three students are there. In the three students, two students know the solution. So obviously we are going to solve this question. Okay, the first line says the number of questions. Fine. Then here we have all the three students know solution for that. So obviously we are going to solve this. Here only one student know the solution. Our requirement is minimum two student must know the solution for that to solve. So here we are not solving the problem. Simple. So how many questions are we solving in total? Two questions. That's it. That's the output. Here we're going to solve one question. That's the output. Simple. Hope you understood the question. Let's go to the solution. Now, initial approach was very simple. I'll just count, I'll just add this. I'll just add each row from here. And if the if the rows count exceeds 2 or is equal to 2, then what I'll do is I will add it to the solution. I mean the number of solutions which I'll be doing. This is the main actually logic for that. Okay. Sure means what? I know the question. I mean, I know this question. If my sureness is more than 2, then what I'll do, I'll just simply add it to the solution. How I'll count that? I'll just simply add it. If it is 0, it won't add. If it is 1, it'll be added. Simple as that. I hope you understood what I'm trying to do over here. The reason why I took vectors is because you might take while loop and write this code. Depends on your thought processor. But yeah, I took vector and then I took the input and then I solved this using a 2D vector. Yeah, here it is. Vector. It's a 2D vector. It's a dynamic array, similar to dynamic array in Java. This is the code for that. And then we have team next round. Okay, so here what I need to do is this is the number of students participate for a contest, and this is the cutoff of that contest. That is, if um, if the ith students if the ith students cutoff is more than 5, then uh, he will be promoted to the round 2. So here how many students are promoting? Okay, actually the actual question is a bit similar what I am trying to say over here, but I'm trying to explain in a simple words. I'm just altering the question a little bit. Okay, so here what is happening? 8 is the number of students we have. So this is a toppers list here. You can say this as a toppers list. These are all the marks taken by the toppers. Okay, you have same rank for some students. You have no, you have a single rank for one student or a same rank for some other students. Okay, so what we need to give here is how many number of students have scored more than this 5. That is the second input from the first line. So here it's 5. So how many number of students have scored more than 5? So these are the students who have scored more than that. Okay. The total number of students are 6. The total number of students are 8. But how many students have passed to the promoted? Here, 6 number of students. Okay. So here, what was my thought process is I'll find the this fifth, that is, I'll find the 5 in the array. Okay. I thought of going linearly. When I find the fifth 5 first time, then what I'll return is I will return index plus 1. That was my thought process. So I'll find this 5 on position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So 6. So, but initially what I thought is I'll return minus 1. Then I returned as the index. Then I got some error. I don't know what the error was, but then I got this code. I mean, I figured this code actually. I did not got this code. I figured this code. So, uh, so we can take actually. So we can what we can do is I'll just go to this fifth index. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just go to this fifth index. And if this is greater than this, if this is greater than 5, then I'm going to just add this all everyone from there. Okay, here too, I'll just go to the second index and I'll check whether if it is greater than or equal to. So here's what I'm doing it. So I'm setting threshold equals value, that is value at k minus 1. So what is the value at k minus 1? 5 minus 1 here we are. So here this is my threshold, right? Now, okay, so I'm a fan of Zoro. Okay, this is the value at k minus 1. So here we are setting it to the threshold, and then we are initializing count to 0. So this is the input actually. Don't mind this. This is the input. This is how I take inputs. Okay. Here's the actual code from here. Now what I'll do is I'll check whether value at I is greater than or equal to threshold. If it is greater than or equal to threshold, and if it is greater than or equal to 0, then I'll just count it. If not, then I'll break it. Simple. Because we already know the array is sorted in non-decreasing order. I mean non-increasing order. So I do not need to go further. So I set a threshold over there, and then I checked it. I checked it for value at I greater than threshold and value at I greater than 0. Simple as that. Okay. And then when I run the code, it passed. Simple. Then I submitted it. As I said, the actual question is a little different. I mean, I just tried to explain it in an easy way. Okay. I might be wrong, I might be right, but I understood the question. Might be possible that I'm not able to make you people understand. Well, this video is actually meant for me only. I'm just documenting all my process, okay, in a video format. Well, after this, we have another question. Next round is over, I guess. Domino piling. Yep. Here we have. Okay, so here what I thought is they have given us the size of a board. So we have a board, and we have 2 into 1 bricks. Okay, and we need to fit that bricks in the board. And if any brick comes out of the board, then that brick is not considered. Simple. I hope you understood this question. We have a board, the board of size m into n. That's already given in the input size m into n. And we already know the size of a brick, that is 2 into 1. That's the size of the brick. And we have to insert as many bricks as possible in the board. And if any one brick come out of the board, then that brick is not considered. So what I thought over here is 4 times 2 gives 8. Then I divided it. Simple. Every time we can insert uh, every time we can insert the half number of width into breadth. That is 2 times 4 gives 8 divided by 2 gives 4. Here also 3 times 3 gives 9 divided by 2 gives 4.5. But what I'll be using here is I'll be using int data type. So I do not need to worry about that 0.5 over there. See, that 0.5 shows that my brick is half. So what half? The brick is the last brick is half inserted. So I do not need that last brick. So what I'll do, I'll just discard that half brick. The 4.5, that 0.5 says that my last brick is inserted half. So I do not need that. What I'll do is I'll just return the 4 over here. I do not need that 0.5 for me. Simple as that. So my thought process was very simple over here. And I thought I might get any errors in this, but to my surprise, I did not get any error for this. I'll show the code very quick. It's very simple. M into n divided by 2. That's it. That's what I returned over here. See, m into n divided by 2. That's it. That's what I returned. Simple. So here, what I am doing is I am printing the outputs. Actually, I cannot return it. There's this int return type. That's why I'm returning 0. But I'm just counting. I'm just console outing it. This console output, console input. Hope you guys know that. I just run the code, and yeah, it passed. Surprise. The actual surprise was not here. The actual surprise was when I submitted the code and I did not get any errors, and it submitted in the first time only. It got accepted for the first time only. So that was actually my surprise. But this was the minimal thought idea which I thought initially. That was my final also. Okay, so here what is happening is there are some stones. This red R is red, G is green, and there is B. B is blue. So we have three types of stones: red, green, and blue. And what I need to return is I need to return the neighboring stones. Like here, the neighboring stones are R and R. So how many neighboring stones are there? One. Here the neighboring stones are R and R, R and R, R and R, R and R. So total of five stones actually. See, the total of five stones in that this is one neighbor, this is one neighbor, this is one neighbor, this is one neighbor. So the total number of neighbors are four. Here there are no neighbors. Okay, the definition of neighbor over here is if any two bricks which are um, either right or left, if any of the brick either right to a brick or left to a brick is the same color as that brick, then those two bricks are neighbors. Okay, that is the definition of a neighbor over here. I hope you got the idea what is over here. So my initial thought process for this was uh, I don't know what I thought for this question, but if I see the code I might able to remember. Uh, yep, I guess this question took me some time to understand. So yeah, so what I was checking over here, I was initially checking left and right, left and right, left and right to all the bricks. But then I thought, why should I check left and right? I could just check the previous one. If the previous one is the same, then I could just increment it. That's what I did over here. If the previous one, if my current is equal to the previous one, then I could just increment it. Same. So that's when it clicked me. This was the simplest thing. Instead of checking left and right both sides, I just checked it one side. That's it. Simple as that. Now, all these questions look basic to some of the guys, but cannot be hyped. I have just started with C++, so I don't know much about that. So at least to improve my basics, I need to solve these questions just to improve my basics. Okay. And later we'll be slowly moving to the next. Okay. Yep. So yeah, I've already given a contest, a div to contest, and I was able to solve only two questions from that. So yeah, it says newbie for me because I just started yesterday in this. I just started yesterday, and yesterday only was today is the second day actually. That's it. I tried to solve questions while recording, but my mic was off. So that was one problem. Yeah. Moving on to the next question, we have an elephant to visit his friend. Okay, the elephant is located at point zero. It's based on coordinate geometry. If you guys know what is coordinate geometry. Okay, so the elephant can take one, two, three, or five steps. I mean, the elephant can take one step, or the elephant can take two step, or elephant can take max of five step. So what I need to return is the minimum number of steps the elephant will take from point zero to point X. So my initial thought process was, if uh, the ant or his friend's house is exactly at 10, the number of steps the elephant takes is 2. Yeah, because elephant max to max takes 5 steps, right? So 5 plus one more 5 steps together. I'm saying not single, together. So total number of steps, 2 steps. 5 steps one time, 5 steps the second time. Total number of steps, 2 steps. So that is what is happening over here. So initially, okay, so our input is 5. So how much number of steps the elephant could take? It can take 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So I took directly 5 to get my minimum steps. So here 1, and here I did uh, divided by 2 plus the remaining. That was my initial thought process actually. Divided by 2 plus remaining. Actually, my initial was not remaining. The actual initial of me was divided by 5 plus 1. That was my initial. See, because if you have a number 12 and you divide it by 5, you get 2 point something, right? So the 2 point something, I ignored that something. I took the 2 and I added 1 to it. Because anything after that, the elephant is possible to take. That's what I thought initially. And then it hit me, when it is equal to 10, then I cannot divide it by 5. We get 2 plus 1. I'm plus 1. I'm doing plus 1 for no reason. And then I got, why not minus it from the remaining steps? That's when I got my solution actually. Or, yeah, that's when I got my solution. My initial thought process was, why not divide it by 5 and then add 1 to it? Then I thought, simply adding 1 is not sufficient. Okay, mistakenly I opened Java. Yeah, it's C++. Yeah, here. Then I did, if it is modulo equal to 0, then I'll do n divided by 5, else I'll do n divided by 5 plus 1. Simple as that. Or I could do actually here minus, or I could do something like this. I could do else. I'll just try. Might be possible, might not be possible. See out. See out n divided by 5 minus n divided by, okay, n minus n divided by 5. This should work technically. I am not sure about this. It failed over here. It shows 8. So it is totally wrong. Okay, so this is not n divided by, it's n. Oh, hold on, let me think what I was thinking. So I basically rethought the question again to my understand. Yep. So what I was doing is I was subtracting it. What I tried to do now is I tried to subtract it from the total number of steps. But yeah, the elephant could take 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 steps. So no matter it take 4 steps, I cannot subtract 4 or I cannot subtract 3. What I need to subtract is I need to subtract only one step, because no matter 4, 5, 3, 2, or 1, it takes only one step. Yep. So that's it. So indirectly, if I write an condition over here also, it will be a nested else if condition. The same condition applies there also. So this is the same condition which applies there also. Yeah. So this was actually my thought process initially, and now also, to my surprise, this is the code which is actually working. And I thought I would find a better solution for this, but no, this is the optimal solution for this, I guess. If there is a better solution for this, then you guys can write it. Yeah, this is actually the solution for this, I guess. I don't find any other solution better than this. I mean, I did not search for the solution better than that, but you guys can, I guess. And yep, a soldier wants to buy W1. Yeah, okay, so this actually says this is the amount of bananas he wants to buy. This is the amount of money he has, and this is the cost of one banana, I guess. Yep, is that how it works? Oh, no, actually. So this is the cost of one banana. This is the amount of money he has. I'll just increase it for you. Yep, so here it is. This is the cost of one banana. This is the amount of money he has, and this is the number of bananas he wants to buy. Simple as that. Now, what we need to return is whether he lacks money, or if it is if he might be able to buy those bananas. And if he lacks the money, then he will borrow some money with with another soldier. So basically, Our buyer over here is a soldier. Okay, so he will just borrow the money from another soldier. So we need to return how much money does he borrow. There's a catch to this question is each time he buys one extra banana, it increases two times. So ith banana would cost him I into k times. Okay, so first time he buys it, it remains the k times, that is it remains $3. The second time he buys it, it is 2 times k. The second time, that is $6. The third time he buys it 3 times k, that is $9, like that. Okay, we need to add it. So it's a simple arithmetic progression problem, and we know the solution for this. N into n times 1 divided by 2 gives the total value, that is the sum of all the 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, like that. And then we just multiply k to that, which gives the uh, total amount of all the bananas he wants. So in my case, the k is 3 and the number n is 4. 4 into 4 minus 1, that is 4 threes are 12. 12, yep, that's it. 12 divided by 3 gives how much? 12 divided by 3 gives 4. So he has to borrow $13. That is 17 minus $4. That is much he has to borrow from his friend. $13. Got it? I'll just repeat it once again. N into n minus 1 divided by 2. Yep. 4 into 4 minus 1 is what? 4 into 4 minus 1 is 4. Okay, wait. Yep, so the formula goes like n into n plus 1. Earlier I had said minus 1. I apologize for that. It's not minus 1, it's plus 1. So n into n plus 1 divided by 2. That gives the total number, and then we multiply it by the amount of initial banana. We get the total amount of all the bananas which is going to buy. So for this case, it's 4 bananas. So 4 times 5 gives 20 divided by 2 is 10. 10 into 3, that is gives 30, and then we subtract 17 from the 30, we get our result. That's it. Here's the code actually. I just take in the inputs as k and w, and then what I do is my formula n into n plus 1 divided by 2. This gives the total number, not of it gives the total number in the sense 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. It gives the arithmetic operation, the sum of arithmetic operation. Okay, arithmetic progression, if you say arithmetic progression, not operation. You have yep, n into n plus 1 divided by 2, and then I multiply it with the initial banana, I mean the cost of initial banana, yeah, over here, and then I store it in my result, and I check if my result is less than the amount of money he already has. If it is less, then I result 0 because he do not need to borrow any money from a soldier. And if not, else I simply subtract his money from the result, which gives the amount of money which he will be borrowing from his friend. Simple math, if you ask me. Yeah, this was a simple case, and there you go. We passed the case, and I did not expect any errors from this, but yep, I had got one error and then I solved it somehow. Okay, actually the error which was causing is the constraint. So the constraint of this question was, I had ignored the constraint of this question. So n goes to 10 power 9. So yeah, I had taken integer over there. So that was one problem which I did. Then I converted it to, then I changed it to long long. Yeah, that was the error which was causing over here. Then we have wrong submission. Yeah, here there's a girl, so she's learning to subtract. Each time she subtracts, what happens is, if it is divisible by 10, I mean, if the last number is 10, then she completely removes the 0 from that. And if it is not, she removes only one number from that. Okay, so here is our number and she will subtract 4. Each time she subtracts only 1. That is, she subtracts 512 as 511, 510, then she removes the 0, then 51, it happens to be 51, and then she subtracts one more, that is 50. So my output is 50. So my initial approach was very simple for this question. I will just apply a for loop with two if and else condition, and with that my problem, yeah, that's it. A for loop with if and else condition. If m modulo 10 equals 0, then I'll just remove the last 0, and if not, I'll just subtract 1 from it and then I'll print m. Here I'm not using any extra space over here. The given, I'm just manipulating the given thing itself. Yep, that's it. Both the cases passed. Simple as that. I did not expect any error for this, and nor did I got any error for this. Yeah. It was accepted for the first try only. So here we have Vinay and fence. So here what happens is, there is a fence. There is a fence, and Vinay is a boy. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, might be a boy. Vinay is a boy, and he is with his friends, and they're walking alongside a fence. The opposite side of the fence is a security guard, and if any of the friend's height is greater than the fence, then the friend has to crouch. And when the friend has to crouch, then the space occupied by the friend is two times. It's two times. Let's say each friend is occupying one box at a time. Let's take it as a box. Then if any of the friend crouches, then what he has to do? He has to occupy two boxes. So simple in this question, what I need to output is the minimum width of the road, such that the friends can walk in a row and remain unattended by the guard. Yep. So the security guard must not find out that there are Vinay and his friends walking along the fence. Also, I need to, at the same time, I need to see, uh, I need to give the minimum width of the row. I mean, road. Yeah, that's it. So the first one gives the number of friends, and the second gives the height of the fence. Simple as that. So my initial approach for this was a simple for loop. Each time a friend's height is more than the fence, I add it I add it plus 2, and if not, I just add it plus 1. Simple as that. I hope you got what I said. If it is greater than the fence, if the height of any friend is greater than the fence, then I just add it two times. Two times in the sense, I add plus 2, and if not, I add plus 1. Simple as that. So this was my initial thought process for this, and the initial thought process worked well with me. So this is my input actually. Don't mind this. So this is the case over here. If any of the friend's height is greater than the fence, then I'll just add plus 2, and if not, I'll just add plus 1. Simple as that. Okay, so these are some of the basic questions. At this point, you guys must be bored, or might be not, I don't know. But this is what it is, and I'm doing it for the documentation of my purpose. Page not found. What happened, man? What's wrong? There is something wrong with CodeForces, or there is something wrong with me. Other platforms are working right, man. And why not this? Was it an error? Don't know. If that's not working. If the other platforms are working right. Yep, the other platforms are working right. There's no net problem from my side. Yeah, there's. So that's not my fault. I guess we have to end. So these are all the questions which I'm doing actually. So I've structured my questions from basics to some dynamic programming, time complexity. We'll be doing a bunch of questions, max, data structure, dynamic programming. Then we go to graphs and then we go to advanced concepts. Yep. You might assume that I've take listed all these questions from an chat application, AI application, or you might say an AI chatbot. Yep. Basically, you can approach any chatbot and you can ask for questions based on. So this is actually basically for C++ to improve my basics. So that I just switched language from Java to C++. So I need to improve my C++ now, so that I could solve better problems with more accuracy and precision. So that is why all this is necessary. Yep. That's it for today, I guess then. The remaining problems will be solving tomorrow. Might be possible, might not be possible that I'll be uploading videos daily, but there is one thing which is true is I'll be solving questions daily. So until then, bye.